All right, everybody. Game one of the 2024 Wargroove World Championship Finals.
Oh
Mastro
yeah.
versus Saykoya. We got Saykoya playing Tenri in the gold versus Mastro in the teal. And I know it says losers and winners side up on the top. That is just to indicate which side of the bracket they're coming in from. There is no bracket reset, so they're just playing a best of 5.
Speaking of Fated Sun falling off, we have arguably one of the greatest maps to ever exist, made by Fated Sun, Headland. Very very notable map throughout the history of the game, as well as many opening developments. So many so that I don't know them, but I'm sure that these players have found the nitty gritty of it.
This map is like a remnant from probably like 5 tournaments at this point. So it has been optimized to hell. So like the first probably 6 turns, we won't see anything fancy. Unless of course there's some kind of science, which one of the players prepared for. And that is that's exactly what's happening. That's exactly what's happening.
Sequoia,
Okay.
This looks like this looks very similar to like the Emmerich stuff Sequoia used to do on the first Wargroove, and maybe it works out here, and maybe they're just doing to throw Mastro off because Mastro is most comfortable in optimal lines, and if you can get them into territory they're not familiar with, that is equal, they have to solve it, which takes a lot of time. So maybe this is less so optimal, more so trying to play the timer and the player.
This is like mental damage, yeah, because like this is not something you prepare for. So this is a new board state, right?
This is kind of what I did during my match against Mastro as well. I did an unconventional opening and I threw them off.
Yeah, and like you were gonna win the match, and then just a mistake. But like so this actually works in theory against Mastro.
Yeah. It might be like, as long as they don't, like, you can take 100, 200 gold loss in the opening, as long as the board state is holdable, and then it's fine. Especially for Sequoia, who is, like, amazing at defending. Probably the best player at defending. Very resourceful.
Oh, you healed?
Sure.
Oh, interesting.
This is really cool. Yeah, so this is like a front switch, right? Like co versus co, except Saykoya does it extremely early. Normally when people do this on this, this is like an opening variation on Headland. People do commander versus commander, but they do it at like turn 5, 6. But Saykoya is at like turn 3, and they are in turn 4, and they're in position to fight already.
I think they want to get the threat. I think they really want to get the threat of Groove as well, because you can't just let Greenfinger farm Groove here. Because Greenfinger can pretty convincingly have they have a lot of targets on this map if they get vines up. And there's not much you can do about it. So getting Tenri's counter groove up online is probably pretty nice, I would say. Plus, there's a lot of skirmishing that's going to happen here anyways, and yeah, the like Harpy's better here now as well.
Also, I think I want to say Tenri scales light. I'm not sure who scales better.
Tenri scales better. Tenri scales a little more.
Tenri can help with wall breaks. Like vines don't want to be fighting into golems. At the same time, they're still like.
It's cost effective, but like it is giant army damage, but having a crucial wall break and I guess it depends if it's late game or super late game, right?
Yeah.
Like I don't think Tenri's Groove is as strong when like the entire map is golem.
Yeah.
But like when it's important wall breaks in late game, Tenri does that better. Even though Zawan gets a lot of army damage, they also make it hard to attack in.
I have a question.
I noticed. Yeah.
Maybe Sedge is spotting this as well. Does Saykoya just go for the strongholds? Like, Knight moves into Tenri's position as crit on strongholds.
That's a Knight crit, yes. Tenri kills that village from the left, so the Knight can go. This guarantees that Commander and Knight can hit. Wait.
I don't think it succeeds as a threat. Like I think that Knight is there to counter it on the as the Master buy.
But the Knight can't reach in time.
Yeah, the Knight doesn't reach in time.
It doesn't reach in time because it can't
block 2 sides on the stronghold. Like,
Yeah, and
Oh, wait, right, no.
the sword
So
can
it's
block
against that.
Tenri's above, but Tenri can just walk past the village. So there's one village above the or like
oh,
one
okay,
tile
he's
above
not
the
going
village.
for it, but
Yeah, okay.
I
well,
genuinely
you
think that
just-
could have worked.
Yeah, I think
No,
that
I
could
think
have worked. Yeah.
the sword
Wow.
comes in 2 turns. You can block a side.
But you don't have 2 turns. Like the second turn, the attack actually happens.
Well, the
I think
second
that-
turn, odd. If
Yeah,
you, I'm
nothing
pretty sure you can
blocks.
block a side.
Yeah,
No,
nothing blocks. 'cause, like,
nothing blocks it,
not
above the
actually.
village. A tile above the village. That's free for the knight and Tenri, and then Tenri can go. Tenri can go. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Both
Uh,
Knight and Commander cannot hit the.
Oh yes,
H2.
yes.
They
Yes,
both
Sparky's right.
take the bottom left. They take the left and bottom sides. Knight can
Yeah,
go on bottom.
yeah. That's true. Right on the
And
right.
then
you can do it.
everything converges. Your knight dies, and it gets
Oh.
complicated.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. That's true. Okay, so Sparky is correct. I
Well,
guess
Ollie said
Saykoya
it
also
first,
not.
so
Yeah.
I do feel like against someone that isn't Mastro's caliber, like you could win a game like that though.
Well, I think
you
so.
can sneak
That's really
yeah.
interesting. I love it.
Yeah, definitely. But if this position that simple, you might be able to hold it just by. There's not
What
many
a
options to
position,
figure
though.
out.
And the knight is covering Terry again with a knight crit.
Oh yeah, this positioning from Saykoya is amazing.
This is completely throwing Mastro off.
yeah, this is. And the one advantage of doing this as P1 is you can knight out 1 turn earlier than you should, because normally you have to heal in the turn that you make
Oh yeah,
knight.
you skip the healing. Right.
Because you're
Oh.
exactly 700 gold that turn. So this is.
You already
puts
see a
you ahead on-
pike coming out
Yeah.
from the left side is from Saykoya too. Probably expecting the counter skirmish with knights from Mastro, because normally you buy knights there, but
Spear's pretty standard.
yeah,
On
but
left side,
this is really early for a spear. So
The thing
Honestly,
is that
this is like the time I've been building in my openings. Maybe even the turn earlier sometimes.
the
We
so
tend to see
I think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sorry. I just want to say that I think that if you do like what Saykoya is doing, normally you the opponent can capitalize on the left being abandoned, right? But
Yes.
since it's so aggressive, they can't do that. They need a knight on the right, as Mastro did, because they are just way too aggressive. So they only have 1 knight on the left, which by now they would have 2 knights. So they can't convert the advantage they get from this opening from the opponent in a way that they would, because it's so early. This is actually a viable opening, I think.
Yeah, actually, if your
I-
opponent doesn't build knight on the right, like you just win, and like
Yeah, exactly. So they can only have 1 knight on the left, so they can't convert the lack of commander on the left, right?
yeah,
So
and it
it's
shuts down stuff like
it's
early dragon as well because you force the knight by.
oh yeah, that too. So it completely messes up the board, and it's not even like bad. Like it's actually a good choice with these circumstances.
Yeah, I think especially with this commander too, where you want to have a lot of pressure and fighting into Tenri and giving her groove is not a fun idea.
Oh yeah, that's true. You don't want that.
Like I don't really know what her tier 1 does in this game, but I assume it's still good.
It's solid, but I think it's only 5 tiles range now.
Well, if you're skirmishing, then that's fine.
Yeah.
Like that's enough to like take out a knight.
Yep.
That is too close, which is probably good enough value for a tier 1.
Are you trying to check for Treb?
I am checking for Treb.
Yes.
Oh wow.
There is Treb. He I did play a game with Koya at some point on Headland. He did build Treb.
Oh,
some point
this is
with Tenri.
exciting, and he has a dragon too.
Yeah, I
Oh.
think this is very
I mean-
scary for Mastro.
Yeah, this is
I
one
mean,
of the-
Mastro got like two mages, right? But like still, it's like terrifying.
I mean, this is against Tenri. That is not.
Yeah.
necessarily.
Like he needs at least 2, if not 3 mages against Tenri.
Yeah.
Even if there's
Yeah.
only like 1 air unit.
This
Yeah,
is one of
because
the
Tenri could
advantages of
Tenri can totally pop up a mage and then start eating with their dragon, and like, what are you gonna do about it?
This is one of the big advantages of front switching because you have tower support in commander side now.
Yeah, this is you're really punching through here since you have like pretty forward racks with a very forward tower with your CO. So like, what Mastro has to do here is just hold on to dear life for as long as they can here, and then push on their weak side with the knights, because
Yes.
the pikes are slow on the other side before. So Saykoya's game plan will eventually become have enough pikes to stop any threats from their weak flank, and then push through.
Wow. I just love it.
Which, yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen it's great to see games like this where classic maps get flipped on their head.
Yeah, like I thought, like we're gonna have like the average like boring commentary. Okay, they're gonna move this, blah blah blah. We saw this 1,000 times, but no, they completely flipped the script.
It's like any time really good players play on Memo, where you think it's gonna go to pike handshake, and then it's like, oh wow, these are weird fronts. The map is split in the opposite direction. What is going on?
Yep, and I love it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Great to
and
see.
I see a good play for Saykoya. Like he can night crit the village
Right
on the
side
right.
village.
Yeah.
Yes, and the night crit doesn't cover from Mastro because he can put a harpy below
Harpy,
next to it, yeah, and the mage doesn't reach. So that's pretty good. You can even capture with Tenri, honestly.
Yep.
Although I would prefer commander on the left middle.
It doesn't cause any problems with stuff being out of position, right?
Yeah, I think.
Mastro
fine.
is consolidating now, though, and I think they have, as long as they can break through the sword formation here, there's a lot of juicy night crits that are potentially available for them.
Oh, and he has a lot of money too now. He can buy his own dragon. Saykoya has no
Yeah.
mages.
Oh,
I wonder
that's a
if
good
I
question.
wonder if you buy gold. Well, I guess you're not winning here, so you
There
don't
we
want to
go.
consider golem. So you buy
Yep,
dragon
of course,
instead.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Dragon
I don't know
helps.
Oh,
Dragon's fast.
Mastro is finally pulling out a pike, which since they're so bunched up together, makes sense actually. Makes a lot of sense.
okay, so they're coming back now, essentially, into the game.
Oh,
There's no more
actually,
stuff.
I don't think you cover with Harpy if you night crit that village. I think you cover with Dragon, and then send Harpy over to mid.
Oh yeah, because dragon is like max range, so perfect. You can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Harpy can go middle, right? Oh,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
they do the harpy anyway.
Oh,
Okay.
they do it that way. Okay.
I guess I
just
can just-
wants to have Dragon more
I
central.
guess Harpy and Dragon are interchangeable here with where they go, and you want Dragon to be middle anyways.
Yeah,
so
I
it
think
makes
it's
sense.
more Harpy could cover the village in the center, and the Dragon can't. But I mean, both are fine, right? Like the Dragon's
I mean,
gonna.
yeah.
okay, I don't think we want to smack Centerville here as Mastro.
I mean, dragon's
Because
fast
if
enough,
it's
right?
behind it.
So it can reach middle.
Yeah.
But like still.
Oh, actually, the knight covers that village as well. So
I am, however, seeing a weakness in Saykoya's army. Their only big flaws, they don't really have good anti-air.
Yeah.
They don't have no mages.
They
So
can
we're
get
probably going to
witches.
see.
Yeah, witch coming, and then
Okay,
one
get
mage
a
is
witch.
coming.
yeah,
But even
then-
with one
All
witch,
the air.
you still want mages around, especially when you're starting to get these bigger units. So I think we're probably going to see either like spears come out or like sword mage.
Ooh, yeah, spears. They actually heal the sword.
Oh,
They
heal
could have
the
bought one mage
sword.
and one sword. Yeah. They had perfect money for like one mage and one sword, which I think would have been ideal in this situation. But now they're forced to get something else. They can't do mage now.
Yeah, I think we're going to see spear sword or spear dog.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I like that. I mean, one witch is like a bit too far from the enemy dragon for it to have any effect for the next 3 turns. So you need a mage on the left, I think. So I'm not
yeah,
sure.
although
about
I think if he just pokes out a little bit right now, Dragon's still a turn out from doing anything, and then you just wait and you shuffle back, and Witch gets into position to help defend. And it's not like the Witch has anything to do other than go across the map, so you know that's gonna.
I
go for
gonna
the
be
don't
left.
know how I'm convinced by the switch buy though. I'm not. I think a double mage buy here would have been better, even if you have to play a
Probably.
little more passive. But
Yeah, I guess like the
I
other.
mean, don't.
Sorry, I was gonna say the other
can we
nice thing
double-
the Witch does is like, it means that Zawan's more vulnerable to walking forwards. which
oh
is
yeah,
kinda nice.
like a lot of
Yeah.
potential threats to lethals. Can't just
Yeah.
move forward and calculate
Look-
everything.
Yeah, what's the charge on each player?
Oh,
That's a
yeah.
good question. 53% and 46%. So
Okay.
And it's just flipped back to equal econ, so Mastro is slightly behind. Nothing major. One village is not a big deal, but if long-term fighting, we don't really know how this might pan out. It might affect the unit quality later down the line.
yeah, I think being like down one village isn't a huge deal, but if you're up ahead an entire village, in the sense of
Yeah.
like you flipped one of your opponent's side's villages, then
Yeah.
then it starts becoming a problem because then you're able to build golems.
Is instead of being 100 gold, it's 200 gold, which
Yeah.
is that's you can buy a golem every turn and they can't, and then you can start converting.
Yeah.
Which still takes forever because your opponent could just like econ one round, right? Just buy swords and then have enough for golem. But it's when that's a turn of tempo you lose. So
And actually, if you're Tenri and you're the person up ahead, that's actually a really big deal. Because then you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
just pick off one of those units and then like your lead is very cemented at that point.
I mean, Tenri's whole thing is that she loses until she doesn't, and then she wins. Because that her groove is very strong. It
Yeah.
can nuke a dragon for free, basically.
Mastro's going in here.
Okay, I think they realize that they need to press because
Pretty aggressive.
they need to their CO isn't as strong with their grooves compared to Tenri's, so they need to at least do some harassing on the villages, especially if they're getting harassed on another village.
Like 40, okay. So that 41 health village is actually a
Yeah.
really annoying thing for...
41?
Yeah.
Yeah.
RP's building damage got nerfed.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a
Fortunately,
Can the
everything else
dragon
got buffed,
hit? Can the
basically.
dragon hit safely, or does the mage hit? Oh, the mage can move.
Depends where the mage.
On-
So this mage, you can hit
on
this
my right
safely
side,
from
I
the
think.
left, but it depends on this mage over here.
Yeah, I think the mage will. The mage just moves up max range and it can hit. Yeah.
I think mage covers everything now.
Yep.
You can't even attack the knife with anything, honestly.
Yeah. So I guess that's
So,
kind of
yeah.
safe. Top side's pretty safe.
Yeah, pretty good. Can that night crit be prevented on the left by Saykoya?
Mm.
I think so, because if you buy a mage on the left, that's exactly 5 tiles above, and then you put the
Yeah, you put the
Spear
spears.
you put the spear where the mage is maxes out at, and then the knight can't do it anymore unless you block with something. I guess you can block with dragon, but you don't want to block with dragon.
You can flip this village safely though.
Yeah.
Like-
Keep hitting it.
Knight just goes from the right, and then I guess like mage crit, but that's like not ideal in the circumstance where like your opponent has a dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you
probably
could knock that village down, there's a lot of overloading you could potentially do to that mage.
I feel like you might not need to just cap. Might just decap here because the spear's behind it.
Yeah, I think you just... Yeah, I think decapping makes sense here. Running away!
not.
Classic
he
Saykoya.
really- So
You
he
can
could
use
just dragon.
instead.
Okay, he's just dragon.
that's
That's fair,
fine.
that's fair. You need to get
Yeah.
value out of that thing. It's
Uh,
very expensive.
Yeah, I guess this means both dragon and knight reach the center. So that's good.
The early witch will also prevent the commanders from doing too much. So now the commanders won't see too much groove. 'Cause, like usually you see you see some fighting, but they are already blocked from fighting turn 8, and they only have half groove essentially, and they can't really fight anymore because it's dangerous. Like the witch essentially disables that.
Yeah, both players are kind of stunned right now.
Yeah, that's really interesting groove wise.
Yeah, I gotta say, something that really always impresses me about Mastro is his ability to just stabilize. Like, even if it looks like he got shook a little bit in the first few turns, like, his game plan is very solid.
Yeah, they have a really good understanding of the map they play, regardless of the opening, because your mid game plans usually don't change that much from opening to opening. You still have like good lanes of attacks and bad lanes of attacks, and it's more so about if you're able to do certain ideas or not, and they recognize that very well.
I think
Yeah,
right
indeed.
now, it's all about just getting everything underneath the mage and witch cover.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
no free stuff.
You can have that one build, but if that's all your dragon's doing,
There is one free
then
stuff.
it's not too bad.
Ooh, I don't know about that sword position.
I think he is doing it because he wants the dragon to be completely out of position. So
Yeah,
I
the
guess he's like,
dragon-
yeah. I think it's like trading position for a sword, right? Essentially.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because it doesn't one shot. So like
doesn't
you're just
one-shot?
getting like, yeah, it doesn't,
doesn't
get
one-shot.
80.
So it's
It's
not
125.
worth.
Yeah,
Dang.
it's on forest, so it doesn't kill.
Wow. I thought it killed. Wow. Interesting.
Dragon nerfs
it
hit
doesn't
hard,
kill.
man.
I mean, it kills it on flagstone, but not forest.
Even if it
Nice.
kills, I think it's not worth it. Because, like,
Yeah, it puts it
You-
very out position.
yeah. It's a good plan
You
by
need,
Saykoya.
you need your dragon to keep Tenri honest here.
Yep.
He just shuffles that sword back. And yeah, double mage buy makes a lot of sense. It's going to be a lot of anti-air coverage, which he needs, because that dragon's going to be very annoying.
Yeah, plus
Yeah.
the healing of the suicide sword in case lethal comes up. Like mages can change lethals. They're such a key unit.
Oh
like
yeah.
just like just like witches, like you need mages to like discourage commanders from going too deep.
So I have a little bit of a wager here, and that's gonna be the person who buys Golem first wins. Because there's a lack of golems here, and that tells me this is a very balanced position.
Yeah, it is very possible to just build golem too early, for as funny as that sounds.
Yeah. I mean, you have dragons out, and not enough anti-air to really cover it yet. They're not in position, so
It's
even if
also
you wanted to
against
buy
Tenri.
Golem, yeah. Well, Tenri's looking to get the dragon. The dragon's very glassy, right?
Yeah. Well, the thing
So-
is, Dragon can kind of more effectively stay out of Henry's range. Golem basically.
Golem
Has to be-
can't, but you got to commit a lot to killing the Golem behind
yeah, that's
mines.
I guess
Yeah.
they can just like put it on a road and dragon it.
Can you put put units on tiles they'll die on?
No,
Like,
no.
No,
Just
okay.
Wolfar. Just Wolfar.
That's only golf it.
Yeah.
They only Wolfar and Lytra.
I mean, you can do it. You can put a golem on a road and they will die there. From a dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mastro is just like.
But yeah, I mean, I
He's
guess
a little bit too in the top right.
Tenri, I guess Tenri in general likes dragons more than golems because they can do so much if you move them. Especially,
yeah, like go in like hit and then move them out of like major range. which I
yeah,
guess is
like
gonna be
you could do.
so
I'm sure you could do something really funny with dragon against a Rax.
Yeah, Dragon's also. I think Dragon's a bit better with Tenry because also it independently is able to get into range much easier
Yeah.
combined with others.
It
Just-
has a lot more synergy, so we might actually see Saykoya prefer to get dragons, especially since they're functionally a free production from a tower. That is like a secret thing that is slightly worse about Golem, but a Golem is just so good, such good like line backing for any front.
Oh, look at that. Like, Saykoya knew the moment this turn started, like, this is what my opponent's anti-air covers. I'm going to put both my air units just out of range.
Yeah, and that's a wall. Then now that village is basically secured. It's going to be very hard to get like a 70, 80 HP Vil down without a good night crit. So maybe a little bit too passive for Mastro. That might cost them a little bit. But regardless, it's just a lot of positioning, and I think right now both people are just trying to skirmish a little bit, see what they can take for free, and then try to react to the build, and we'll see who has a better game plan here. We need to focus on the timer as well. See, I think Mastro's been playing very fast. For typical Mastro caliber, so they might be a little more even than we think. I'd wager like 50 to 45, something in that range.
It's very close.
Yeah.
I think Saykoya's playing this turn a little bit quicker, but obviously he has to do something with all of these swords and all these dogs, and
Yes.
that's actually a lot of dogs, looking at it.
Yeah. I wonder how well the dogs will fare against the spear line that Mastro is pumping out, but
Dogs are kind of
Utility-wise,
weird.
dogs
What is
are
the sword line? How many
yeah.
swords Mastro has? 1,
I
2, 3,
mean,
4, 5,
yes.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10 swords for Mastro.
Yes, but it's not like dogs one-shot them, which is the thing. Dogs are a weird unit. They're really good against swords, which there's a lot of maps where you build a lot of swords, because swords are insane.
Yeah.
But it's really hard to make use of the support that a dog gives. Because you're basically paying for a unit that's really glassy, but can punch through weaker swords really well, and can go slightly farther than a sword.
Yeah.
So...
They're really strange
that's
to know when to optimally buy them.
Yeah.
Saykoya also has to be careful that he doesn't get screwed by the fact that dogs are horrible into vines, because it's building damage matrix.
Yeah.
Huh.
They also have a really funny crit. The dogs.
They're like
Yes.
a better trooper hit. Trooper crit.
Yeah.
Troopers crits are like dogs just nerfed.
Yes.
But yeah, well, I think we'll all be laughing if we see the fourth dog, right? Like, can we
Oh, I think we
simultaneously
need-
all laugh?
4 dogs beat a knight, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, like in the life position, wait, can they actually do the test? Wait, do they kill with 4 crits? Let me check actually.
4 dogs
Don't
shouldn't
say-
kill a knight, I don't think. I don't think they do. I think there's a maybe if they change the damage.
They don't kill it in
I-
one hit, but they do outtrade a knight.
Okay, that's what the meme is actually. Okay, I actually did not. Yeah, that makes
You
sense.
can't
And
hit
then-
with the first
only-
one. You have to use that for positioning for crit, and then the follow-up ones.
Yeah, there's only 22 per crit.
Yeah, I mean, it's really funny because like after you do that, if you get a full surround on a knight, a bunch of dogs will just spawn on the screen, right? That's an
Oh,
intended
yeah.
mechanic.
Yes, technically there's like 4 times 6 dogs actually.
Yes, it's very efficient. Very efficient. Very efficient.
Yeah. 4 random. Actually 4 times 5. Actually, no, 4 times
Regardless, we see. I wonder what buys Mastro buys here. They have a lot of money. They could consider Golem, but I don't know. I don't think it's necessarily the right timing.
You don't want a second dragon for sure, right? Oh, that's a position. Can you die there?
If Tenri doesn't get groove, it's fine. I think.
Dog suicide
Does-
from bridge,
Yes,
right?
it does suicide from bridge. From flagstone
E.
up.
There's also night crit on the sword. So
I
two
don't think it
sides plus suicide.
kills. It's close though. Maybe with the witch, there's a kill. That's
dog
scary.
suicide hex. Dog suicide hex.
And
then
then
you
2
have
sides.
Commander and dragon. Commander and dragon. Dog suicide hex. I'm gonna calculate. I don't think it kills, but I'm gonna calculate that.
That doesn't sound like enough.
Yeah, I don't think so.
dragon, like
Yeah.
Wargroove 2
'Cause
dragon. Maybe Wargroove 1
it's,
dragon
yeah.
would work, but
95 defense reduced damage and 10% true damage.
Yeah, won't work. I wanna see how much HP they survive with though. Let me check.
If Koya can somehow get groove this turn, this is very dead though, I think.
Yes.
Actually, is it?
Maybe.
It should be, right?
I think they could actually.
How much is how much is Tenri's groove at?
Oh, never mind.
56
Because
is
like,
really
56.
far away.
Percent,
Yeah.
which is
Just like-
100. You need 88 more charge for it, which is
Quite a bit.
roughly like.
Mastro
is-
has been playing an extremely good defensive game, and just not
Yes.
allowing any like hits on things.
As much as I praise Saykoya's defense, Mastro is also really good at defending too. Probably about the same. Mastro's just a little slower is usually the issue, but seems like at least as of current, the time control is pretty similar, and there's not a terrible imbalance. It's gonna be a pretty spicy mid game, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, if they did the little, they would leave it 15% HP.
However, my prediction is correct. Saykoya did in fact buy the first golem. So the golems are equal, but
I actually really don't like the fact that Saykoya healed the sword that turn. They could have had another golem this turn if they'd
yep. I
Yeah,
mean,
this is like the second time they did that. Earlier we have seen one where they could have bought a mage, and they didn't because of the sword healing.
Okay, well, whatever happens now, Saykoya is going in.
Ooh.
He has to follow his army up with something, unless he really
Yeah,
wants
I
to let a
mean,
couple
I
swords
guess-
hang.
Yeah, is Koya thinking of whether it's safe for Tenri to hit this?
Definitely not.
Yeah, double sword suicide.
There's nothing to calculate. Don't do that or you die.
Yeah, plus Zawan after.
Yeah.
You still need a second side,
Oh,
but I feel like
he
there's
did. He does it
possibility.
anyway. What? No.
I
you
Yeah,
actually
there's
think
only-
this is fine.
Yeah, there's actually no. Yeah, there's only like one side open here, so this should be fine
You can open two sides.
without
One
using
underneath
dragon.
doesn't really matter though, because nothing can reach down there.
Oh yeah, you're
Like,
right.
also-
And like, there's
Nothing
enough
damaging
air
reaches
to
on
just
left side.
block. Like,
Does a hex sword get killed by a mage? I don't think so.
No, it's 85 for on
Yeah.
mage.
Okay.
See, it doesn't even kill on road.
Okay, but
How effectively does
he has
Witch
to move the
trade?
sword though.
How effectively does Witch trade into Witch and
It does
Wargroove?
80 damage.
80.
So it nukes them. So the first hit's really good.
Yeah,
Yes.
So don't.
Okay, so I think we might see that. It's possible.
Mage is covering, right?
yeah.
A mage is covering, but like, if they throw their mage in there, the mage's dead, is it not? You have dogs.
There's 2 mages.
Oh, there's 2. You're right. Well, you still have dogs. or a lot of dogs.
I don't
I
think
love
you go
them.
for it. I think you just kind of leave your witch hanging back.
Maybe
Actually,
there's too
yeah.
much mage. I think the bigger issue is that you can't really trade because of the extra.
Also, I don't.
Mage,
I
but-
feel like Tenri wants to both players to have Witch, where Zawan doesn't.
I think that's fair. That's fair because which does because the utility of being able to hex things is just nice, even if it's inefficient, especially against vines, because breakpoints for vines matter a lot. Having a vine
Yeah,
that
like,
lives and dies is actually
I
big.
mean, yeah. Golem one shot on road after that, and Night Crit does kill vines on planes after that.
Yeah, I think like when a fight gets to a certain point, gold value doesn't really matter. Like you just need perfect trades. Even if you lose gold, like if you win the trades, you win the game.
Yeah.
Dragon
At
Go.
a certain point, the army size matters more than the
Yeah.
gold, because your army is so much gold.
Yeah, essentially. Plus they also
Okay.
spent units and time.
I don't think
Well,
there's
can you
lethal.
actually kill
I don't
him?
think enough stuff's in range.
What
only
if you
things-
just?
You can't break
What
a
if
left
it's
side
one
without
side?
using the dragon.
Wait, you might only need one side. If you do 2 sword crits to the sides, then hex and then dragon.
That isn't that just less.
That's like
That's
nothing.
basically
Like
same
dragon's
damage.
like 27 base, right? Like,
Cause
Yeah, I keep
It's- yeah.
overestimating the dragon. Yeah.
yeah,
yeah,
I
I
mean,
think
yeah, it's
there is
30
this thing.
versus 45 and +7 twice from the sword crits, so like it's basically the same thing.
I think a lot of people look at the dragon and think it's a Wargroove 1 dragon. It's
Yeah,
just
I
really
still have
not
that.
anymore. Like it's
Yeah.
Also,
still a very
sword-
powerful unit, but yeah.
if there's sword crits, it doesn't. The second one doesn't suicide, I believe.
Oh, never mind.
Still good against
Oh.
golems, though, right? So it's still a golem destroyer unit.
Oh, dragon's
Yeah,
like really fantastic unit, but oh,
I kind of. Oh, he's doing it. He's doing it.
Okay.
It's
Wait,
not
is there
enough.
something we're missing?
I don't think we're missing anything. You can't open the left side. Oh, you can open the left side. Oh, he's gonna use the
Wow.
dragon to open it and then defeat the mage.
Yeah, I see it too.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
So
wait.
you can open it.
is
What?
this
ma-
going
Hits
to
from left
kill?
side though. Oh wait, is there mage that hits left side?
Yeah. Mage can
Oh,
hit
actually
it.
no,
mage
Hex. Yeah, Hex is gonna do it.
Yes, there's a hex and there's also mage. 20%.
Ooh, okay. I
Wow.
Oh, that
Right, mage
barely
reach.
kills.
Saykoya, his first game, he just. Oh my god.
Wonder.
The first game he lost.
Yeah, we were
Hey.
suspicious
Wow.
of doing
did.
this.
Is that exactly 20?
Wow.
It is
Yeah, I
exactly
felt like you can
20.
do that. I felt like you can do that. Like that's in way too dangerous position.
That's.
Wow,
Okay.
good.
Oh, yeah, that's good,
guys.
Oh
Okay,
wow.
never mind.
Well
Got me.
spotted.
What? And that was
Okay,
a
that's
fast
exact.
calculation too.
Wow.
Like that took only like 2 minutes for him to calc.
Yeah, and the time was
Yeah.
close. That was just straight up Sequoia
just-
being sloppy, not calculating it.
Yeah.
Damn,
Whereas-
I didn't know. I didn't think I
GG.
would see Saykoya get sloppy.
Wow.
Is that a
I guess
rounding
maybe
thing,
there.
maybe?
Okay, I guess so. It's official, guys. The person who buys the first golem loses to blunder. That's new ruling.
Wow. That's.
Was there a chance else like Koya didn't look at a rounding thing?
I don't think
like-
there's rounding involved. I think any way you do this, it's dead.
Probably, yeah, probably, but maybe there's a chance.
Yeah, I
Yeah, it
think
could be because
if you wanted that to be safe, you really needed to park like a dragon behind Tenri or something.
Something that
Something that could just tank a big
Actually,
hit.
But
it
it's
needs
gonna
to be
be
mage.
because of the mages. I think you still get hit by another mage. I think they saw that, but
if you
the
block
sword
from
isn't tanky
left,
enough.
No, you have
if
to
you block
block from
dragon
left
left
with it.
side, you live.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a mate will. You don't want to do that as Sequoia is what I'm saying because your
Yeah.
your dragon gets hit.
Yeah, but you just like hit
Yeah.
everything else in return.
Guess.
I mean,
Wow.
I think if a mage reached Sequoia's left side, like when Sequoia's mage is the block, that would have been safe since nothing can wall break the mage. But I don't remember if a mage
Or
could
even
reach
you
left
just park
side.
your harpy there or something. Just something that
Yeah.
you don't really care about.
I think harpy didn't reach, right? No, it
Harpy
should.
definitely
It was,
reaches.
it was above.
So yeah, like
The
you
harpy's
could
fine,
have
yeah,
just
yeah.
parked an air unit behind and he would have been fine.
Because
I
you
think the-
need the mage to kill it.
I think you trade the dragon and the mage then what the top two hit then, because I think the top mage reached where the harpy would be. In which case, nothing changes.
I guess he wouldn't
yeah,
die,
that's
but
true,
like,
actually. Yeah, it would have
even
to
if
be.
you don't
It would have
die-
to be dragon then. Like you would have to put dragon there.
and it's a very bad position. Yeah, so just don't move there. So you don't have
Yeah.
to.
I
take
think
back-
no, because like you would then like murder the dragon with like counter hit on like with your witch or something, and then
I guess you can heal your own dragon then, maybe.
yeah.
I mean, like,
I think it's
is
fine to
mage-
do it that way, but
is mage
Possible.
left side just fine? Because like only a sword reaches that, I think. Like, and I think there's a backup mage, right? There was a backup
yeah,
mage.
actually
so
that's a
I
good
think-
point. A mage there would have worked too. But yeah, you just put like a
there's
unit
no
that's
knife.
far too frail to be in that position.
Now
That's-
that was
And Mastro
terrifying.
spots it, gets a perfect lethal, like kills him
Yeah.
with exactly the right amount of health.
I mean, that's the dream, right? Especially in this balance of a position. It's crazy. So Mastro has a slight advantage in winning the set now.
Yeah.
Very
He
interesting.
has
This is
pretty good
also,
odds.
Yeah, there's also match because it's match one. Koya should technically have an advantage here because came from winners got to decide being player A or B, so like who picks side first and stuff like that.
Yeah, like he had like every advantage. So all of that's gone now. All of that's out the window. And I don't know
well,
if we're gonna see game 2 today. I mean, I
I
hope
mean, he
so.
does
This was
gain
fairly
something.
quick.
What he does gain though is that he no longer has the pressure of having to win the tournament with no losses. So now I guess like, like mentally it's like a little bit of a relief, technically, right?
Maybe.
Oh, yeah,
but
yeah.
Like
On
now
the,
you
on
don't
the
have
flip
to-
side, like
Losing the
feeling
first
is
game is terrible.
losing that way in the first game is terrible as well.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, so
there were
also
like
this is
a
the-
bunch of different options he could have picked for defending his commander, and all of them would have kept him alive and would have been in a really nice position as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so I just checked. Even if Saykoya had 21% HP, he would leave it 1% then. So you need exactly 20%.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
at
yeah.
27% mage does not do mage does 20 max.
Yeah. So that's the exact number which you need on planes for it to work.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, so truly a
I don't know
perfect.
why I thought I rounded down on planes.
Maybe,
I
yeah,
just don't know
you
how-
might just thought it rounded down.
Like, how did Master spot that so fast? I think he would like need to set that up and calculate first.
I mean, it might have
Well,
been back-
I
'Cause
think
there's,
they,
like,
they
a few
saw.
stuff.
I think they immediately thought to look for something there because
Oh,
Yeah.
especially because
that's a
Commander
kill spot.
went first as well, or went
Oh, yeah,
very
so they have,
early
like,
before
yeah,
the
I
defense.
actually had the time, yeah.
Yeah, true. So they had like 2 minutes extra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's 2 minutes.
mean,
on, yeah, 2 minutes on your opponent's clock to calculate that. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
and it's not a particularly difficult sequence to set up either, because you know those swords are gonna suicide, so you know exactly.
It's more about does the math work out to kill or not, and it just barely does.
Yeah.
That's insane. What the first match?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess we're gonna see if we get game 2 tomorrow. Oh, we are gonna get game 2 tomorrow. So that's actually just everything for today then.
Oh, that was fast.
That was fast. But
I mean, it was still a very interesting game. I think Saykoya showed a new opening.
Yeah. Yes, honestly, I applaud them for that. Like they didn't want to just do the old stuff.
Yeah.
like-
I mean, I think I think the map is so balanced that a good opening still basically goes equal, but they showed great stuff at the start of it. Regardless, they just put their CO in a bad spot and got punished for it. Really,
Yeah, good opening.
it's really hard to. It was a very equal game. That otherwise, good
Yeah.
play from both sides.